Dorothea Puente, aka the Death House Landlady, was born on January 9, 1929 in California. She grew up in a troubled household and had a turbulent childhood. As she grew older, Dorothea developed a knack for manipulating others and running scams, which eventually led her down a dark path. By the late 70s, after some failed marriages, Puente started operating a boarding house in Sacramento. On the surface, it seemed like a caring and safe environment for the elderly and mentally ill, assisting them to sign up to receive Social Security benefits. Over the years, several of Puente's tenants mysteriously disappeared, and their loved ones were left searching for answers. It wasn't until a social worker in November 1988 became suspicious of the mounting number of deaths associated with Puente's boarding house that the truth began to unravel. Authorities launched an investigation into Puente and her house. Upon the search, investigators discovered multiple bodies buried in the yard. Puente had been killing her tenants and hired convicts to dig holes in her yard for years, all while collecting their Social Security benefits. The media dubbed her the Death House Landlady, and the trial that followed captivated the public. In '93, Dorothea Puente was found guilty of 3 out of the 9 murders and sentenced to life in prison. Nannie Dawes, aka Giggling Granny, was born on November 4, 1905 in Alabama. Nannie's life took a dark turn when she was just a teen with the death of her first love. Nannie married at the age of 16, hoping to find love and happiness. 2 out of their 4 children died due to suspected food poisoning. Her first marriage ended in divorce. She got married again in 1928. This one lasted 16 years. In 43, her daughter witnessed her kill her youngest grandchild with a hat pin shortly after birth. In 45, she suffocated her oldest grandchild after an argument with her daughter. Later that year, she put rat poison in her husband's whiskey after he got handsy with her, and he died that evening. Her third husband died of what was said to be heart failure. In 53, during her 4th marriage, Nannie poisoned her own mother and her new husband. She also poisoned her 5th husband. This death alerted his doctor, who ordered an autopsy which revealed a huge amount of arsenic in his system. Nannie was promptly arrested. She confessed to killing 4 of her husbands, her mother, her sister, her grandson, and her mother-in-law. Her motive? To collect insurance money and start afresh with a new love interest. On May 17, 1955, Nannie Dawes was sentenced to life in prison. Juana Barraza, aka La Mata Viejitas, the old lady killer, was born on December 27, 1957 in Hidalgo, Mexico. She had a troubled childhood with an alcoholic mother who once even traded her for 3 beers to a man who repeatedly sexually abused her in his care. Prior to her arrest, Barraza was a professional wrestler under the ring name of La Dama del Silencio, the Lady of Silence. She had a strong interest in lucha libre. Barraza's crimes took place between the late 90s and early 2000s. All of her victims were women aged 60 or over. She bludgeoned or strangled them before robbing them. It was discovered that Juana's deep-seated resentment towards her mother played a significant role in her crimes. She targeted elderly women who resembled her abusive mother, and by killing them, she sought revenge for the suffering she endured during her childhood. Eventually, a breakthrough came when Juana Barraza was caught red-handed at the scene of a crime. She was finally apprehended in 2006. Barraza's trial started in spring of '08, the prosecution alleging she had been responsible for as many as 40 deaths. On March 31st, she was found guilty on 16 charges of murder. She was sentenced to 759 years in prison.